for the first time as it was when they faced earlier on this stage, but doing it twice.
Okay, BBL on defense, FUT on attack.
Interesting. BBL have the lowest retake win rate of all
20%.
playoff teams.
Great.
They have more rounds played on this map, I reckon, than any other team in
That's
one
true.
series.
Yeah.
So I'll cut them some slack.
Dude, this drone.
It was an attack-sided affair when we got to overtime.
Yeah, they get a little bit of info with that. They break the turret as well, which is the pressure over towards B, but they don't hold over towards B main, so it's a question mark for both teams. And we have contact, Omen Flash, swing. Wait, he goes here without an Omen Flash? I mean, sure, he actually did the right damage.
I think it's actually better. Omen Flash gives it away.
Gives away your pause.
I mean, if somebody is around the orb area, they can cover
dodge
the
it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously,
Retake gets that little bit easier now.
it makes sense with Omen Flash, but when you in reality you do the play, it feels awkward.
Yeah, I get you. Because everyone, like, back where the orb area is, owns you. And because the flash is so slow now, you only really own it if they're, like, more
and then they
committed
start
close.
jumping, you can't hit them with pistol.
Yeah. Oh, great shot. Dude, they're kind of unreal at pistols at the moment.
They tip the dominoes and watch them fall 1-0 for the defensive side.
Yeah, I think one of the major highlights for me going into this match, and more the matchup, is the swap up for Zeus. It is the only change in composition, but I can only assume that is more of a comfort thing than anything else. Like, the guy really struggled in the Jet v Jet battle, so he's now going to try and change that play up. It was mentioned by our wonderful analyst, Alpha, that he thinks that Zeus, or not Zeus, Yoru is currently
everyone can be one shot
entry in the game at the moment, and it's going to be so important when it comes down to this map in particular, getting through some of those choke points.
Am I right thinking that Zeus is like not really open?
Your entry is not having a good game.
That's a lot of information.
No, I think he was.
Gonna be sent through.
I'm trying to remember. You just talk about just this map or overall? Overall, no. Overall, he's been doing a lot of rifling, yeah. Like way more than most duelists do.
He's got some support in the side and he's not afraid to fight. This could still be.
Maybe that's why he also doesn't really want to play Jet.
Yeah.
They lose another player, Mr. Fallen,
like something that you have to do really on this map.
They still keep the
like the reason you play Jet.
The heavy weapons at least. But this is something that BBL do quite often. It's like not the biggest of investments, but they still buy. Like, it's not like they're just going for a pistol. Like, they consistently buy up SMGs. And I don't think we've seen a massive amount of success when it comes to third rounds. Maybe just making sure that this can't quite escape from them in the conversions. But this is where FUT come in with a mammoth advantage. Full shields
and
on
this
every single
isn't
player,
really
rifles as well.
the normal strat of pushing, so it's just to maybe make them scared a little bit later. Yeah, I think this might be a bit of a bait for something that they're going to do later.
Correct early on, get themselves on that board. They've done it so far.
No berries with the prime. Thank you, the 5 months, mate. Appreciate the 5 months, man.
Slow approach to start this one out.
They use so much hit on limit. Drone reveal, knife.
Got towards the A site. They're allowing the wall
Just purely because of the fake pressure.
High-low setup in play. Profek and Levin. And although Levin will be
you don't want to
against full shields, if
like dive from a random corner against bonus, right?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Well and truly defended. The push is coming in the other direction. It seems clear to us that it will
Double
be a B
info
split.
went out Prowler, but it got
players
shot from
outside
far
A,
back, and then
players watching
Drone
mid.
obviously got
They
shot
still
from
have
B
the chance to
main.
go back.
So they get a bit more of information. They're leading over towards B, considering that this Prowler was shot from like back here.
Of the previous map, their domination came through off some of his individual brilliance. Well, he's going to be under some serious pressure here, trying to just get up in their face and nothing found for it. And while an attempted
that's
push
a nice
through
round.
from Yumpy is met with exactly
Okay.
the same fate. In fact, even a fadeaway shot for Cracks.
This was such a good execute where nobody rushed anything.
To the death toll. I think we
Yeah.
saw this in
They
the
just
last map.
took it like a
Very
little
calm.
bit step by step.
Flawless.
BBL had no chance.
Potentially on the cards, although there has been a timing for Profek. There's so many
It's
players
something
still in this site. I'll be surprised if
at least when we were getting over towards like the later end, I can't remember, maybe 2021, where we would end up starting to like practice of just holding like the fast initial boat control.
Yeah.
He is very much expecting that to be the case. Yet again, that someone's trying to sneakily come up behind him. The recon gives away the game, though, and it's Yedege jumping the gun, getting ahead of it. An in-zone flawless in round 3. I said they've managed to win these third rounds
like
after losing the pistol.
the same thing again where BBL on second round buys so much, they lose a few players, so their bonus is like Marshall, Pistol, Stinger, something, and they get like 0 kills.
Yeah.
At times a little
like
bit
the only one was when
Magnum
Magnum exited like 4 kills.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them just gamble a little bit more.
Coach Ewok, hello mate. Thank you so much for the tier 1, man. Appreciate the 19 months. Congrats, dude. First seed. First seed. First Masters. Top 8 secured already. Extra time. Looking nice, dude. Congrats, bro. Dude, you've been working a long time for that as well, man. Happy for you, dude.
Well, Magnum's position is very much known. Hasn't been cleared just yet, though.
Jesus, that's a Uto spam. How's Magnum got one here? He did great.
No way to fall back cleanly in the cloudburst, just a little late in landing. So he will be traded out at the very least. Yumpy threw this nade through. He gets aggressive.
Congrats on escaping the Chobra curse. Is crazy.
Finding that initial fight. More passive approach.
Been a long time, yeah, dude. It's been a hell of a grind for you, man. Must feel incredible.
If they were to walk up short, there could be a gap. The sociable peeks it here and there, and with Yedege down, what are sending it in his direction? It's Profek with the pressure on his back.
The rotation again not coming. He's now finally made the spot, but this now becomes more of a survival effort. Maybe in the hope that somebody will be able to get there in time.
They're dead? Yeah, we'll be dead. I mean, it was kind of dead in EMEA anyway, mate. No one uses it here for some reason.
Yeah, fuck them.
But yeah, you won't see any of it. It's fully dead. I mean, Sociable wins the round...
What did you say?
All good. Wasn't even worried at all.
As BBL again are off to a strong start.
Dude, that would have been such a shocker to lose.
So much time sitting down in the back of the side, picking off the first as they come through.
But BBL are playing similar to how they played against us from what they see from now.
Yeah.
You can see already trading blows. It's coming down to
like never giving up mid, doing those like small, not even small, but like mid fights.
Allows those 1v1s.
Sociable mid round walking down mid.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. It happens a lot.
Yampi just spamming all his util on B.
I genuinely think I could just sit and listen to his comms all day and I'd have a great time. The fact he admitted in the last match I'm giving fake comms.
Good flash.
Beautiful flash. Santa Captain now being pressured. A second flash through. Well, Santa Captain to win the battle.
Yeah, he had it pretty early in terms of Krax's flash. Sova ult to tri-spate. I feel the Sova ult was a bit too much here, but maybe I'm wrong. I would have liked them to actually have taken space with it. They at least took a little bit of short control. Yeah, we got a free side over towards B though, didn't commit. Nice luck.
And it's bought them an advantage, or at least rather it's pulled it back into equal footing. The problem is the advantage goes to FUT.
What do they got?
The B site now wide open. They've stepped in
That's
already.
a hard retake.
Closed that door, and Mr. Fallen has a free route.
They could
down
maybe omen over towards B main. That would like help them out a little bit at one point here, but they got to clear so much. Everywhere's a question mark. Even spawn, I guess.
Against the Teo, it's much more difficult to play that backside, play off those crossfires, because it can be so easily cleared by all of that utility information. Attempted to be found by Profek, but they still have to clear that backline. The dart does well, but more importantly,
what a recon this was, by the way.
Yedege there as well. Now all that stands
got so much value.
It is FUT.
1, 2, 3. They can't buy into this one.
That gap in the form of their Sentinel. And they're right back within distance again. I'm seeing that back and forth, Mitch, already.
It's deja vu, man.
That's something that Yedege likes to do. I mean, on FUT in general.
Exactly the kind of
like they're committing, but they never fully commit until Yedege has space.
Okay, yeah.
While he still has space, he's exploring it, and they would never like overcommit.
Yeah, because it looks weird when they
commit.
yeah, it looks weird because I don't really see many teams like when most teams there use the server ult to gain space. They're like heavy going on site.
Yeah, like you would execute with it.
Yeah. But they're just kind of using it for space for him.
Surprised by him there, but he is rotated around the spawn as Magnum just takes a heads-up duel.
But there was a lot of util thrown in. The salvos.
Extra gun down.
Now.
Yeah, they got like that small window where they haven't got to all the good poses yet. Yeah, there's one position that probably would have been smoked with a smoker. Instant reaction as well. It's just drone over towards A, make sure there's no one's there. I feel like this guy had the drone though.
Some sort of distraction on the other side, but he's now going to be tagged up as well. A lot of players ending up low.
You reckon? I mean, yeah, honestly. To go join your team to clear back a B, anything.
Yeah, like literally anything. Just not die.
The idea to move towards the B side, it's the best one.
I mean, he survived.
Fall back. He has ult for the reposition, for the clearance of side, but they'll go in ahead of the clock. 40 seconds. Have some time to play with. Maybe hoping the backside is clear. Now they know it isn't. It's only a Sheriff standing in their way, though. No shields even on Levin. He's in a lot of danger in this battle. The numbers thinning out. Yumpy goes down. 1 kill here for Levin.
That's unlucky. He did get to stay alive for a long amount of time, man.
Got a bit like it is wrong.
BBL. They have recovered a rifle.
There's still a chance here.
Salvos online, but the advantage again goes to
Nah,
FUT.
just because of the pause from Zeus.
Be tough to break back into. Maybe those salvos can force the players in the open. That's
I mean, yeah, it's a
best
strong
we can
position,
hope
but
for, you got to get past Zeus first.
Yeah, he also has.
I don't think that's
dimensional
social
drift, so if
profile
things
like
get dangerous at any point. He can look to regroup, but it isn't.
You know, they would have needed to be like already somewhere closer.
Once again, and even going to use it just to clear sociable.
Yeah,
you know, this guy has been a real danger, just almost trying to ignore his opponent. Has every single piece of information. Sociable's goal now is just to try and clear them as they fall out of the site, and it's only going to be the one.
It's almost a lineup of a couple of low HPs there.
The initial deficit now depleted as they look to build into this attack.
I think Yampy invested too much into this round, but
a good idea. He wasn't going to get anything done if he walked out. It would be the easiest spam of these players' lives. The fact that Zeus is able to take down Magnum, split these players up on the B side as well. And continue to fire up in market. It recovered the round that was very much under threat. And it was great target selection as well. The fact they moved towards B, the players waiting for them there. The classic and a Sheriff, no shield.
He's been loving a Stinger recently.
Walking into in this round, the operator of Levin, and maybe about to see action. Yedajay is waiting outside B, pressure on middle, but the spike.
I'm not fully against this, man. I feel like sometimes
right into Levin's waiting arms.
A Stinger's like maybe not. Maybe I would lean more on attack, to be honest, to like this kind of stuff. But I think sometimes you can always be at the back and have the Stinger here. But that is a great shock, man, from the initial damage done.
Not having that sentinel over on the defensive
like I think sometimes a full pass and buy with a Stinger is alright. Dude, this is a devastating way to lose this round. They just got a 3-pass and save and just accept the money.
Hoping for a bit of a miracle spray because they have completely lost control of the site, and even with bullets being spammed through, nothing is found.
There was a moment where it looked like Levin was about to pop off. He was about to have so many opportunities with that operator.
I think it is good, of course, but
once Yumpy goes down,
I would. Like I say, like foreign rifles, one Stinger is not bad,
right now.
But I would so much more prefer having a gun.
Oh my god. It's so all in, okay. Dude, this guy in short has to start activating, surely. It becomes costly, man. They lost the op as well. I think they probably need a timeout. This was a really pivotal round.
I stopped watching, I thought they were gonna save.
Yeah, same. He ended up getting a kill, and then it's like, I don't know, I was looking at the map and it kind of looked like no one else was that committed or wanting to commit. And then he got that kill and then he just went for it.
A single kill really hasn't turned the tide of this round, even with that Nightfall being available.
So for me personally here though, if I'm Levin, I'm kind of saying that I'm saving like pretty early there.
An ultimate expended because of it.
Yeah, kind of.
BBL timeout, and I think
being
that's
selfish
exactly
a bit.
when you need one.
Yeah.
Giving my hope.
Absolutely. You know, you look at Levin.
I'd be like, you guys can go for this, but I think we should save.
There's two minds I'm in about that. One is that he's looking for a flanker, which we've seen BBL be very conscious of before. But with that A hit coming in, you have to think the flank's hardly going to come from B. Most of the time it won't.
Wait, was Jemkin here as well?
Is, if he is looking for that flanker, or if he's doing the second thing of just saving the weapon already, calling it where it is, and maybe seeing if they get a huge opportunity on the A side. The reality is that after that much time has passed,
he
the call
was
is made for you.
dude,
that is a save opportunity.
I didn't even see him.
And if you go for it, a massive risk. The problem is that if he was watching for the flank, it did come in. It came in, but on the other side of the map, it came in on short. The more normal place, I suppose.
He came in to flame his coach.
And misread in the moment. And I think that will be Pal's opportunity to call that pause and tell the guys.
Hello, Jemkin. Hello, man. Congrats, bro. You're playing like an absolute monster, dudes.
Percentages are so close to perfectly matching up.
Insane to watch.
The worst 5v4.
Congrats as well, mate.
Best 4v5. Right now.
Okay, another eco for them. Maybe. Maybe Levin's got something special.
They've been able to turn the tide, and after a bit of a slow start,
I mean, they're ready for mid retake.
Doing quite well. Now Prophet here is just the
A good little bait. I'm not sure this works these days. Ooh. Hold up.
Player in this corner has already been cleared.
Now
It's
it might.
definitely an
Now it definitely might.
to see a Blaze-Storm first 2 knives amidst the wall.
Oh,
It's good. It's damage. It's damage.
It's only Prophet that ends up getting the kill. The full setup.
My guy, you're
hasn't
2
really
HP.
helped them out much.
Yeah, why is he staying on the
That
pixel
quick
angle?
trade means it's all for naught.
I mean, it's still hard.
Left
Even
in
with
the hands of
good
BBL.
damage.
That advantage would be so valuable.
Magnum, Stinger, someone 50
Again,
HP.
Switching directions, they've done this a number of times.
Dude, if Sociable gets a kill, it becomes kind of tempting. I think as well, like they've lost quite a lot of rounds. That if he gets this kill and no one gets a trade, then gotta be tempted to ult that.
In this series, especially
Any
that
seconds he would have done it.
now dealt with cost of having a sheriff in hand up against the rifle and Zeus
clean up.
instead, who is dominating the round, a triple kill. The
Dude,
site
this is
taken
a
with
lot
10
of
seconds
rounds
on the
with
clock.
solo
They're
Yoru
even
with no
swapping the
Teo.
spike over to Yedege to get the ult online for the next round. Nicely done, and FUT seemed to have full control of this first half.
Yeah, it's
Similar to him, where
smooth. As I said, I think that
you would think that they would struggle, but they don't.
For Mr. Farlin, but clearly with the way that the calling has been going as well, like.
But I think they're just dueling them in chokes too much, in my opinion. Like they're playing like they have good XX.
The weird thing about this,
like FUT are doing defaults,
that has a triple initiator, and yet
FUT are doing defaults and are getting entries on them.
Into the emptier of the 2 sites. I don't
Yeah,
feel like BBL
exactly
have been
that.
able to
They're
utilize
making it
all that
easy
extra
for 'em.
information they should have to get themselves in the right place at the right time.
No time like the present to make a change. BBL defensively, perhaps looking for aggression out on mid, but it might be too little too late. They've already
Dude, they're so aggro at mid.
Correct. He's given a lot of time to find
I mean, you can tell it's the game plan.
Yumpy's head ripped clean off. Ult.
It's either the game plan or it might be the way they were playing, because you said they were doing this to you guys a lot.
Yes, they were.
Just to catch Yedege. That's cutting
It
off
might
their
be the way they
ability to
play.
Maybe
man.
not as much as
This, yeah, this is a lot.
But they were also winning some rounds, so you know, when everything is working, maybe you don't force it that much.
Yeah.
We saw him with a slow start over on split, but once he managed to hit a few shots, well,
Necron FPS, thank you so much, man. 34 months, that's a long time, dude. I appreciate you.
Cracks has been spotted as well. No real need for the
By the way, would you say that
defensive
RRQ
players
is
to
like the biggest
fight too
surprise of this
aggressively
year?
in this moment.
Progress.
Has been able to bypass the utility.
Surprise.
It seems
Surprise?
Like maybe even a plan to try and teleport into the site. It hasn't worked out.
I still think
No
Boom was the
cracks
biggest surprise
remaining,
this
and he
year,
will get
to be
nothing
honest.
for
They
it.
crumbled a little bit, but I was always more of a RRQ
It's
believer
down
than
to
some
just a
others.
singular
Not
round,
to
but
this extent. I didn't think they were going to win.
realistically, a lot of these
I
rounds
kind of thought,
purely based
to be honest, I
around
kind of thought
Prophet.
T1 were going to be
Like,
okay.
his A-site hold has been fantastic.
I think
Like,
from your
genuinely having
expectations to
solo
better
on the
RRQs
net
now is
has
not
been
as
enough in
much
a
as
lot of
from
rounds.
Boom.
But whenever they go
Yeah,
in the
because I
other
thought Boom were
direction,
going to
it feels
melt
like FUT have it
everywhere.
done.
I thought they were going to get like max one win, to be honest.
The push and pull of the map's gone
It
FUT's
actually
way
looked like pretty good.
many a time. After
What happened to them in
rounds
playoffs?
in a
Like,
row,
Full
a
melt.
single bump in the road, one round
Like,
lost.
yeah,
and
like
that is
like
gonna be the
missing
timeout called by FUT.
a lot of
First
shots.
used here on Ascent.
It wasn't that bad, but it was like they just lost every
Just run it
angel.
down B,
For
guys.
sure.
Stop over.
Zeus gets a kill, and then we go B. That's what he's going to say.
Kid Mazzino with the tier
It-
1.
it
Thank you so
does
much for the
feel
20
like
months. Thank you, thank
an
you.
awkward composition to play without having that sort of rock on the site. We talk about the B site of this map where we have
EDG
seen
not making
a
it
million
international
different
is the
Cypher
biggest
setups,
surprise.
Killjoy setups, you name it.
Yeah,
There's been
they
so
look a
much
little
in
lost after
play.
Simon left.
Deadlock
I'm in the
now becoming very popular, so this
Did you watch any of their
triple
stuff?
has its issues. Now I think Magnum actually does
Their games or their
pretty good
drama?
job at
Just their
times
games.
of making that B site look like it has a Sentinel just because of the way he
no,
plays
not
and the
as much.
information he gathers for
I
himself.
was watching the last
But
game,
it has definitely been a
the one that
vulnerability,
would
and
qualify
with that
against Billy
little
Billy.
bit of
Billy
pressure on
one,
A,
yeah.
We've seen a lot those
That
late
one, but
round flanks
not
to the
all
B
the game,
site.
but like
And as it was shown in the stats
half of it
earlier,
maybe.
Mhm.
Other than that,
retakes on
no.
this map for
I mean
BBL are pretty horrific
the time
in terms
is
of their
not really
success
there.
rate. I think it was around the 20%.
Yeah, it was like honestly, you probably that was just how they looked all together.
There's a bit
Like it
of a
wasn't like
shuffle
convincing.
in
It
positions.
was like
it wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad
not
bad.
bad.
No,
Whether
I mean,
they
Chicho was
just
still
cancelled the play that was
crazy.
called, or
yeah, Chichi's still
they've
incredible.
got an idea where that aggression needs to come through. We see A jump spots. There'll be late round Prophet
And for
control
me
towards
also-
that position
for
as
me
A main is
also
locked down.
XLG,
Yuppie
I
again
think it's called.
looks for that short control.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
G
was
line.
where he was
Big
caught when he had
surprise.
just
Dude,
that
they're
pistol.
good.
He's called in for some backup as well. Flash
They play
thrown
like good
over. That
Valorant.
was from BBL looking to force this fight on middle, but
I
it
hope
doesn't
we
go
play
their
them.
way. Levin taken down, and now, well, I mean, they can even just wait this out.
I mean, that means you
No control
gotta
of A main
get
pushes,
to that
but they've pinged it.
playoffs.
Someone's going to be watching for that
Yeah,
flank.
okay.
Where's the Armageddon?
just
gonna
wait.
they
go?
go first seed.
It's ready and raring. Like Sociable wants to try and place this. I
It's
don't know if this
Wolves,
is to try and
XLG,
force them
and
back
Billy Billy,
into
yeah?
middle
Yeah,
or force them
Wolves
forward.
third seed.
It's going to be that aggressive push from
Dude,
Yuppie.
timing
There
on
goes
this
the
is
Armageddon,
nuts.
trying to trap them in the
Tail,
corner,
dude,
but it's
again,
missed
little
just by a
cubby.
millimeter. Sociable has been able to that's a Magnum. Checks the one angle.
Sure,
that
as
had
long
to
as they're
be
like
cleared.
aware, I guess.
A nice little set piece, leaving Ada Captain alone to try
Nah, but
and fight
FUT have
this
to
back.
know that
You
that's
mentioned
what
those
BBL do.
mid-splits
Yeah,
with
yeah.
late
They will just
aggression
retake mid.
towards B. Well, they denied them at the
There's,
split.
I mean,
That was
this is probably the
really
most
nice.
mid-focused
The
Ascent
ultimate at
I've seen
first,
for
you know,
so
the
long.
full freeze coming out of FUT,
Not
and
even like
BBL
deep
think it makes
mid,
sense
it's like
with the
early
comp.
mid.
Sociable had the ult in
I think it
hand,
makes sense with their
waiting
comp
for the
because
Armageddon to come through. The
I mean, what else can they do?
catching Mr.
Yeah,
Field
yeah.
going for the
They
recon.
gotta
They
take
can't
middle.
allow to leave
As you
gaps.
said, there's
Yeah.
a gap. Salvos aren't even thrown into that gap. They are just sure that they can hold them in. And as they come swinging back out, it's an easy pickup for this squad.
Their fears betrayed them.
I didn't mind FUT's idea to just wait it out, but,
Yeah.
well, evidently BBL were very much expecting that. And it was the Prowler being kept late that confirmed they were in that corner. Magnum getting that info was the trigger point.
See this challenge into middle, but
Placing alarm
They're just
button.
always
hasn't been a
annoying
whole
in
lot
mid.
of success.
Yeah,
Those
you can
individual
never
fights.
feel
We've
comfy.
seen it attempted by Prophet. Levin now once more. This round has fallen back. Still though, it's going to be challenged. Consistent
surprised
use
that
of the
FUT,
nano swarms just to make things more awkward
like,
in the battle. And
they're
Prophet
like,
trying to
let's fight
defend, but
them.
the paranoia is solid. It leaves both
Holy
players
bro, he dashed into his own
completely
omen
blind, and it's
flash.
been a counter. Lockdown also utilized by the attack.
Well, the head spotted, but Mr. Fallen is the one walking away with
Mate,
a double.
it's an
Prophet
absolute
gets in there
brawl.
just in time to cancel
Instant
out the
omen all
lockdown,
over towards
but
the
they've
empty
already
side
gone
That's a
the
though.
other
good
direction.
reaction.
And Tom,
Yeah.
this is something you highlighted. The
Oh,
okay. difficulty that you have.
Still
when
good
this
across
being
the
sunk,
spike.
you know, we
Still
see-
good across the
we see
spike.
the Prowler go through, we see them lose control.
Oh,
but
what
now
a
they
flash
have
that
this
is.
Okay,
false
nice
flash
flash.
used for
But
that,
that's
but
3v2.
disadvantage. And this is the difference. FUT have either been on level playing field or with a massive
30 seconds
advantage
left.
by the time that this pump fake came into the beat plant. But now, they're a man down. Maybe a riskier play needed. And
This
look
market
at
door
how
being
BBL
close is gonna help
approached this.
BBL so much
3
now.
players at
Yeah,
conga
no
line
one
moving
coming from
towards the
there.
B site.
And they have
There
full
will be
spawn
no
control.
untradeable kill
They're
offered
probably
up.
just gonna smoke CT and
Come on.
act as if it's
Ooh.
you know, like
By
attack round.
They heard the flash check spawn.
seem like something he wants to utilize.
They kind of knew he was spawn, and then
And a
their knife
captain's
confirms it.
position should have been noted, but Cracks looks for the swing, does a lot
I
of
didn't know
damage
where they
onto
both
Levin,
are,
but now there's
right?
nobody left
Well,
on the site.
maybe not.
They're both looking to pincer him behind a nasty
Nope.
surprise, but then an
Maybe they
immediate-
thought that's the
Yeah, they thought it was the
guy
spawn
spamming.
guy. Yeah, I think that's right. You would do.
Oh, he said the BBL's retakes
But
have been
the spawn guy,
unsuccessful. That could have been another
I
one,
felt like he
but
shot a Vandal, but
once
maybe
more,
I'm wrong.
Profek is the man of the moment.
6-5.
Look, that's too much too.
Could have another 7-5 half, Tom.
You know, when you
Deja
observe, maybe
vu,
you
it's in full
like,
effect
yes,
right now.
the information
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah,
there,
in the
but
moment, yeah.
organize
Yeah.
all of that
line,
is
the
like,
stakes
sometimes
higher
it
than they
happens,
were before.
but more often than not, you just miss those details.
Yeah, yeah. There's too
There'll be
much
no
going on to
taking
be like
the
that.
foot off the gas on this one. The pressure, though, being applied by FUT towards this B site. They're dodging the early reveal. They're dodging the Prowler, often fighting for that mid control. But then there's a vacuum of information coming out of BBL.
Like sometimes people just,
This round they'll go there a bit more direct.
they notice it, but they don't say it. Like I also
Yeah,
recently,
yeah.
in one of the games, I had this.
Immediate use of the Nightfall. It's
No,
like
that's one of those
I
where...
knew, but I just didn't say for
that's the
some
second
reason.
time that we've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
him bang them
You also don't want to like mess up someone's focus also sometimes, and sometimes you don't want to be wrong as well. Like you don't want to cost people something
Yeah,
by
sometimes
doing that.
you think that it is like that, but you're not fully sure.
Yeah, yeah, so you don't want to do it.
And you're scared to say it.
Just striking once again. It leaves
6? I feel like 6 with the solo Euro with old school comp is pretty good.
Zeus is not done. He wants a little more.
Oh,
Levin's moment to
they
strike.
can't win this though,
He's
right?
found himself one, but down below
Oh.
the logs is out of
I don't know about that one.
Away. That TP near or far, he wasn't making it out.
It's when you want to
Three
play the
versus
correct
three.
way and
Players
you just
all
die.
on site.
Yeah,
stacked
you're
up.
trying to play your life and it's
Salvos
like,
will
well,
clear out the back. Boathouse
should have just
wide open,
greeted it.
But the players were way ahead
Oh.
of that. A shot, but the
Oh.
wall gets in the way. Yedege still drawing breath. They'll deal with him.
Oh my
and
God.
Sociable with the shot.
Oh my god, dude. 3v5 retake, it might actually make the difference. Dude, I don't know, they shouldn't have been winning that one in my opinion, but here we are.
It's deja vu. And it really is breaking that retake stat. I don't think they should have been coming out with that round onto the board. But what a first half.
But the thing is,
in the
there are so many
decider
rounds
of the
like that in
Turkish
Valorant.
derby. There's still
Like,
another
why
to
do you think
come.
so? Is it just like lack of discipline? Like,
I think it's the util, man. It's just util. Because like if you actually look at that, like overall on site, everyone on site doesn't, once they use the knife, they don't have any util. Like if you actually look at it, like the util that's stacked on BBL,
yeah,
there
I
is
mean,
actually pretty
but
good.
but the side part was 3v3 already.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the two were isolated in 1v1s. So yeah, I guess it's a mix of both. You can't trade the B main guy. The only thing that should be happening is that guy on logs should
But why is there a
probably get
guy on
traded.
logs and 3 on site?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And none of them are going aggro if you're going to have a guy logs.
Like, if you would have like a guy on lane, a guy on stairs ready to peek.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that you don't have them because 5v3, you don't need to do that. But then there's the
they're
guy
in
on
the,
logs.
yeah, they're in that position anyway.
So yeah.
Yeah, I was probably good a mix of both. I guess this example first to get it into that spot is
Because there's also another side of it where you have advantage, play together, play safe, and then give up too much space. And then, I mean, if you think about it, if attack captain was side instead of logs, and then BBL uses the same util, are they in much better position? They have +1 guy on side.
yeah.
I mean,
they
it's
would,
better.
I think
It's better, but it's not like,
for sure one.
yes, it's not
Yeah.
like life
Turkish
changing like
derby
that. Attack captain would
will
kill
be
2 or something.
theirs back to back for
So-
BBL coming into this
Because
year.
it's so
they
much different than
couldn't do
CS.
it
Like,
once.
so much different.
But now the chance to do it twice.
All the
and
after plans
with
and
a 7 to
advantages.
5
I mean,
half
yeah,
under their belt, Tom,
there's just so many
well,
situations.
It really is
Like the
anyone's
main
game.
thing in this game is like
Yeah, and a second
the fact that
opportunity
sometimes you can't play on site as
for
well, and you have
BBL
to like
to
5v5
take
retake.
themselves
Like
to
there's something so
Toronto
different
and
in
put
this
foot
game. Like you're not doing that in
Because
CS.
there's
You're always
no
just heavy
positions
holding
yet.
site.
Like
An
sometimes
earlier
there are
defeat,
sites
but their
where
run
there is
through the lower bracket
no
seems to
corners
only
to
just
be in.
getting started.
They're all getting
Liquid or
bombed and
Na'Vi, of course,
I
will be
don't
the
know,
ones
whatever,
they have to
flash
face
revealed,
against. Neither an easy
stunt.
opponent, that's for sure. But at this
Weber,
stage,
Weber's flaming you, man.
it is still anyone's game.
what?
Weber, he's
Sorry.
gunning for you.
Got to look at that first half. A lot of problems for BBL in containing that information.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just accepting it.
Was their downfall. Maybe the Sentinel was a problem for FUT. That won't be an issue.
Oi,
They're able
oi.
to stack up one side of the map, and Sentinel is here as well. They've got numbers, boots on the ground, and the spike in the same
I kind of
position.
hit pistols of
It's
like,
down
let's
in
just
the
go away,
open.
lol.
This
And then
round,
this happens.
it's
Yeah,
not
and the
looking likely
spike's
to fall
down.
to
You're just like,
BBL.
well,
This could be
we're
FUT's way
wrecked
to
now.
equalize early on. But Tom, last time they faced, it was the pistol, it was the follow-up on defense for FUT. And only 3
Do you
rounds
pay your
from that
mods? Yeah,
point
they get
forward,
15%
BBL
of subs.
had a lot
Apart
of
from
momentum
Fru
on
now,
the
because
attack.
he said he's in a dungeon. We're deducting that away from him. We'll give 5% to Bacon.
Can't always take everything at face value. That is a kill that definitely makes things a little bit more interesting, but with a player still towards A main and
Surely
two
not,
sat
right?
underneath. It's not going to be easy to
Nah,
get any
nah.
of these remaining members. 30 seconds.
Don't even start believing
Try
them.
and find something here, hoping that maybe it gets revealed, but Ada Captain's already going to catch one. It leaves Magnum with an impossible task. His position known and only 18 seconds to play with. This pistol is going to go the way of FUT as Ada Captain
It makes it interesting though.
bring them within 1 round once again.
Well, the pistol now the follow-up. Should be a much easier affair for
Honestly, I
FUT.
think FUT are
One player
favorites right now to win.
look
Like,
at coming
it's
into
there
this.
on
Zeus
defense.
Had a much tougher time.
Yoru is a very
when
good
it came
defense
to
agent.
playing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last
Dude, I
time
love
around.
your
Yeah,
That's
like,
defense in
one
this.
yeah.
change that we've got between
And I
this
would say,
series and the last,
I mean, I don't think that
between
BBL's
this
attack is like
and the
weak or
previous
something, but
48-rounder.
it's also not
Here on the
extremely
defensive
like
side, it's going to
wow.
allow for a lot of rotations. It's going to allow him to get out of jail free when previously it was easy to stick him into corners for BBL to
Whoa.
catch him with no way out. That's a audacious
Yeah, I like
play
the
from
idea.
Levin.
By
Will
Shoei.
be punished immediately by Ada Captain.
They have nothing in this round, so he's attempting to try and use the shorty the best he can. Also a fairly light buy coming up for the defensive side as well. No expectation of any real investment, so
Oh,
they've
that
decided
buy
to go
from
with a couple of
FUT is
pistols,
greedy.
singular bulldog, a sniper.
The greedy, yeah,
SMG.
Two
the-
pistols,
the-
Marshall,
they
Stinger.
trust a lot in the
Curious to see
Marshall, man.
if they buy up a couple of
Because
extra
Zeus
guns
does
going
just
into the
clean up
next round.
ecos
Nice
every
shot
time I
from
watch them.
Mr. Farland.
Yeah, that's true.
While Zeus is
Is he about to die now?
back to his old
Don't
tricks.
get enough money to quit any job. Yeah, it's not enough to quit any job. Whoa, whoa. Rascal, you're saying whoa, whoa. They get 15% of subs. That's not on me. That's on you not being subbed, my guy. You should be WTFing yourself, if anything. Don't be gunning for me, my guy. That's on you. Don't come for me.
An easy cleanup for the rest of the squad. Mr. Fallen rushing
If
his
you
way
were
up.
subbed, I wouldn't have called you out. But that's
And there we
crazy.
go.
You can't be going hold
Grab
up.
himself the-
It's not even enough, and then not
Yes, he
not
did
doing
do
it,
just about.
not giving
So,
your bit.
7-7, tied up, and the defensive
Poor
side
guy,
gets off to
you're
the same
going so
start
hard
as
to-
we saw last
Ah, yeah,
time.
dude. You can't be
This
trying to
is
call me
BBL
out like
starting
that.
to put up resistance when rifles came in. Triple initiator comp. When you're talking about the defense, you can already imagine the struggles sacrificing the Sentinel. When you're talking about the attack, you can imagine the advantages.
Well, we saw that going into the pistol, though, is still that disadvantage of not having it. Is Magnum was basically having to take direct contact, and the defense were happy to just run it down.
Forgot my
towards me to do it
education. I
again.
can't pay a
They want to
billionaire.
take
That's
that
crazy.
space away, knowing that either there has to be someone there directly
Main, thanks so
holding
much for the
it,
prime, bro. Appreciate
or
the 3 months.
there's a lurker still,
With how greedy
just not
the
with the same
anti-eco buy
utility
was,
belt there
it's
to
still-
support.
It's
And
not
I
the
think that's
best
something
buy.
Not as
FUT
strong.
Yeah,
come
but
in
they
the
get that
game round of,
lovely
okay,
money.
They have that vulnerability. Let's pressure it.
They get all that money to maybe not be buying an op. We'll see.
Oh, that was-
To keep that
It's a
marshal.
tag.
Rifle given over to Zeus.
Slimmetry says I'm paying for people's education. Actually, honestly, Slimmetry, I think you got a hard argument there.
But the thing is, for FUT, they know now that the split isn't coming in, not least because Mr. Fallen's covering that space, but with the alarm
Setch
up there
Pam
as well, they
push,
can afford
right?
Mr.
I think
Fallen
that's
to
right.
be
With the prime,
a
thank you for the
little
6
bit more
months as well, bro.
loosey-goosey,
Thank you,
running
thank you.
around the map, filling in the gaps that they see fit, reinforcing a site. Quick rotation possible as well for Zeus. As he's got himself
front will
that
finish in
gate
2
crash, and
seconds.
it will be used
Oh.
fairly soon. As
Whoa.
pressure comes in, Retake only
Ooh,
good for
it might
one.
be enough damage.
Cracks is there for the immediate response, needs
Ah,
a
dude,
little
that's
bit
a lot
more,
of
but look
damage
how
done.
low these
21,
players are already
33.
tagged. The SMG's becoming weaker, but what a
wow.
shot from Profek. Straight through the smoke. That's something that
Spike
BBL
planted.
have to think about going into the future rounds. That Prowler didn't clear that close corner. We'll see if the damage is fatal.
So low on these players swinging, but that's why they're going in together.
That's
Getting ahead of
the
problem, leaving
recharge
out a
armor.
captain all alone. A
Yeah.
He's more than capable of winning, but
How did neither of them fall?
Levin continuing to aggress there.
Ends
It
up
made
being
me worry,
alright.
Tom, seeing those yellow health bars. But,
Symmetry,
hey, listen,
holy
the confidence is
dude.
key, evidently.
He talks about it and then he just does it. 50, thank you so much. There we go, the mods are rejoicing. Thank you so much, Symmetry, man. Thank you, I appreciate that. Look at Through, man. He's saying he's paying for his med school. If anyone got gifted, please at Symmetry say thank you. Double M, double Y. Thank you so much, Symmetry, man. I appreciate all the support, dude. Hitting crazy levels from you, man. It's mental.
A lot of spots, I'd say especially on this B site, completely unplayable. You can't go to the back site anymore when there is an ult that can
So insane, man. Symmetry again, your hero, dude. Thank you.
Well, Zeus is feeling a lot more
Boo as well. Boo's getting involved with the tier 1.
As he did in that 48-round
Look at it. Love that. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I realized I'm not subbed anymore. I was like, should I wait for someone to gift me again?
Or should I? Dude, you're going to Toronto now. You get that free food money.
Now I can afford it.
It's a nice problem to have. I think a lot of teams struggle at times to get their players to play the Yoru. You have a guy who
Symmetry
doesn't
again.
want
Thank
to
you,
play
bro.
Jet,
Thank you
wants
for
to
that.
play the Yoru. I think that Geis has got to be very happy with that. Maybe some hypnotism came into play. As a Turkish Jet,
Bren, just Iceland this year.
40 seconds now on the
But
clock.
England last year.
2 players here to defend, and a captain now in the same spot we saw from Profik, and Levin leading the charge.
Levin's the one to find one, but they have to clear out a captain. Done well. Flash in from Zeus. Another to be found. We're level again. A 3 versus 3. The door closed and the plant enabled as a result.
Quickly talk about the money before we get to the end of this. 1, 2, 3, 4 can't buy. We've got 1, 2. So really important rounds. Flank, and obviously with the BBL comp, they got no info behind.
This machine is the one that's giving them the advantage.
Yampy's quite good on this angle.
Yeah, he likes it. Dude, I feel like people just farm on this angle all the time.
Not me. I cannot
You can't kill people on this angle?
No. I don't know, it's so weird.
Huge, man. Force him down to an eco.
Better than before, stringing rounds together early. The attack side has a 2-round lead.
Paul V. Paul V. Thank you so much, Paul V. Giving me that GE money as well. Holy, thank you so much, Paul V. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you for the 5. If anyone got gifted by Paul V, make sure you say thank you as well. God, instead of the Oiler spam, let's get the Paul V emote coming up. The Paul V oof. My favorite one. Dominic Soulcast as well. Hello, Dom. How we doing, mate? Whole year as well, Dom. Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for the Prime. Thank you for doing that as well, Dom. And Poit as well with the gifted to Weber. Wait, dude, you could have waited, Boo. Weber got a free one.
It's okay, no. Weber needs
think about in terms of that extra damage dealing that can maybe turn around. The dimensional drift is probably the one that I'd most like to see, but it's easier said than done.
Oh, Eco coming in. Get them up to a 10. Oh. Okay, well that's a gun down. This is why I should never say that. Knife's gonna hit 4, right?
On the knife? Oh,
they have full map control.
That's so much information for FUT to play with. The thing is, it's an
They
immediate response from
didn't
BBL.
take
They start to
that much.
Back, though, towards
I think it's a good call to just run B, because you know that not everyone
is gonna rotate.
go back
Yeah.
to B.
But the advantage is kept for FUT, and
Especially in this situation, you could maybe hold that gun. It's a good Omen ult, but he's got a classic. He can at least delay a lot for everyone to come in. Dude, they're going to be kicking themselves, I think, for this round. Big Jewel at middle here. It's a rough one, dude. I think they could have played it better.
Slowed anybody coming through the smoke. Left one isolated and puts everything onto Zeus with the Sheriff. He's hoping that.
I feel for other captain because it was a good TP, but what are you meant to do there? Like you have a classic.
There? No, yeah. I think you can't. Maybe you just save it for a better round. But is it not here? Okay. Is it not better here to just see where he dies there with the gun? Is it not just better to ult for the gun there?
It's not that big of a commitment from Adacaptain to go for the TP, but those numbers could have been
I would
helpful
never
in
think like
pushing
that.
back through.
Maybe this.
But of course,
I would
as you
never
said,
think like that.
You never think like
time,
that.
a couple more seconds.
No, I think you're
one
like.
pick, and that round is theirs. Players are flashing out.
You just want to win the round, you know.
Yeah. I guess you can get info. I don't know.
That I've ever seen.
I mean, it might be a good way to think about it, like, because you can also win the round by getting the gun, right?
Because in theory it's unretrievable and one's probably going to be near it, but you kind of get to clear the info when you pick up the gun.
That's another two-man push where he's caught isolated, and normally you just stick a
I think that's better than the classic back of sight, but honestly I think he probably just saved the all
The only
anyway.
thing he can do is time his prowlers right.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing. Like,
it's not been going fantastic.
if he had like a sheriff or
Luckily,
something,
the
sure.
rest of the team have been picking up the slack.
Yeah, dude, even a shorty there, I'm fine for it.
19 to 11 right now at the top of the server.
Dude, you're on a 150 stream streak. That's nuts, man. Phobos. That's kind of crazy, bro.
Now seems to be having a great time.
Happy to have you here, man.
50 streams in a row.
Yeah. He's on that messed up sleep pan.
He hasn't let go.
Pabladov as well. Thank you so much for the tier 1, mate. And James0110 with the prime. Thank you for using that on me as well. Thank you.
Profek and Zeus. Execution for Yumpy. Perhaps that denial for Cracks with both null commands online. A minute 30 on the clock, and already BBL are
Here
on
we
their
go
way
fast.
up through middle.
Yampy pops his ult top of middle,
Ultimate
most likely to hit a
activated here by
Killjoy if they
Yumpy,
were
taking
playing some
down
kind of
all this
anti-KO.
utility on
Not the best with
B-side,
Killjoy,
stopping
but
them from having any sort of flashes
still
or
the full
initiation. They have
process.
to just swing dry into angles. Zeus does well to find one. The trade outs have been there, but one player brought back from the dead. Yumpy down, but not
That
out.
KO buff
Player on
of
site
Resing
under
is so nice.
much
So
pressure,
fast,
yet
right?
his side is secure by
Damn,
Mr.
double on
Fallen.
sight.
And because of that, Magnum left
Okay,
in
but
a
it's Magnum.
1v2. He's going to force the issue.
Oh, bro, they're not even... Oh, dude, they didn't even consider it. He actually owned them if he committed to the swing more.
Yeah. But he saw them, so he thought they saw them.
Yeah.
You said it. They
They were tucked in way more than he thought anyway. Just committed to the more.
That he brings on that agent when in
I mean, honestly, that's such a common play from Magnum that he knew that they will most likely expect it. That's why he was so cautious.
Yeah, no, that's why it's kind of like surprising.
That didn't even think about it.
Yeah. Because you just hold until he commits to the plan, right? Or you double rush.
Yes. Yeah, you either instantly go stairs or you just hold clean and wait for the plan to happen. Or another tap.
Salvo flash, but they didn't take a main control. Okay. Wait, that's a gun down as well. My goodness.
What are you doing?
Goodness, it's 10-8.
That's a fair point. Even if he goes down, well, there might be one to be retrieved in middle. BBL setting their sights on it. Smoke.
Yeah, dude, imagine he actually needs the bullets later here. That would be so that'd be so funny. It is the only hero gun.
Quite regularly is take this deep control. It was
The thing
something
is,
that
I would say around 90% of the time, the person that's body is getting spammed, he doesn't even know.
Realize, yeah, you've gone onto someone else.
Because, for example, now his POV would be like on market guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know that it's happening.
Actually, Levin's taking a hell of a lot of damage. There is the pounce. And there is even
That's
the turret.
coming up with
Protection
another.
of the gun.
Yenisei nowhere near the action, but they do have an advantage nonetheless.
Yeah, they just kind of left someone there for the gun.
Boathouse
wrong.
still back. Look at the flank up though from Adacaptain. Everybody going to be going towards the B side itself, taking that gap.
I mean, down
Oh,
to
Paranoia is so
perfect.
good for retaking B.
Yeah, it's incredible. They got 4 util as well. Cracks is not messing about, man. Pops the ult as well.
And although Magnum gets one, that is all
This is
that
clean.
BBL can
Yeah, it's
muster.
convincing.
A solid retake from FUT, a ninth
I mean,
round secure.
I feel like
and the gap
double
down to
ult
just
used though,
one.
BBL might be
I don't think
relatively
they're
happy with
probably
that.
improving their 4v5 right now because it's been a
Yeah.
couple of rounds.
But they used their own one
we've
though, right?
seen
Fade ult for
somebody get
sight.
caught, but the
They used
reaction-
Fade ult,
but
Omen
then
ult for
the
sight.
other
Yeah,
side,
they
had a
did.
quiet first
He has
half. It
good
can always be
detection.
difficult playing that lurking role, but he's been happy to get aggressive. Sure, Timmy the Turret does most of the work, but it's his utility that does a lot of the damage on the way into the site.
And they use knives. But I mean, knives are fine.
Yeah,
Knives are meant
nice.
for rounds like that.
Yeah.
Just one round now. The
Well,
difference
they don't have
between them
much
and
to play
BBL,
with
they're
then.
going to try and halt their progress with another pause. It's the last one, right?
Indeed, the last
Okay, I
pause
definitely got to pay this one attention.
of Ascent until we
Slimmetry,
can
who has
get to
already
overtime.
gifted 1,950, so you know he's
rounds, so we're not
talking,
even
you know he's
halfway
going to
there by the
deliver.
looks of things.
He says if
He can come and crush around number
Heretics
50.
win Toronto,
I'll be dead.
he'll gift 2,500 subs.
Come on the
Wait,
side
how
of
much is that?
BBL in that coaching
That's
booth,
nuts,
pal.
bro.
Well,
Boo, I need you to get off this
$500.
call and
Slower pace
lock
than normal.
in, my guy.
This
I
is
need
last
you
moment touch
to
base with the teams.
get on the
You know, guys, he's
anti-strat
doing
right
just the
now.
same.
Weber, same with you.
That rudder
We
steering
don't even know who we're playing
right
against.
away
They want
to
to start
victory.
every
One
single team
round,
that
and they'll
qualified.
be neck
Yeah,
and neck again,
no, that's what I
position
want.
that both of these teams
I want
are
anti on
all
every
too
team going
familiar
there
with
right
when it
now.
comes to Ascent.
I'll give you my chat. You've got numbers. You've got hordes of people that will help you. If they split up into groups of like 100, they can all get you good stuff for teams. 99% of it probably won't be good.
Just like, what did you say your flat averages?
Yeah, I would say again, I like to believe that my chat average is immortal, but it's probably more plat or gold. So I don't know how good the information is going to be. But there might be something out there. And honestly, Weber and Neil can just sieve through it all. It won't be any extra work for you.
It certainly worked.
So
Players
you're
looking
saying
left and
it's
right,
for the
not
win,
sure
right?
what's going on.
If they win,
B-side
if you
push-ups
win, yeah.
of vulnerability has to be
Okay,
watched
so
by Sociable.
instead
The
of
same can be said from what we just saw there
guaranteeing
on
champions or getting
They've got
like
the laneways, the
200k
side
euro
of the
or
map
whatever,
on lockdown,
that's not
short covered
motivation,
by
right?
Gumpy. These players
It's that
right now
it's
operating
that
on a major freeze.
Wait, you telling me that you want a cut of this? Because
hoping
I'm
that
willing to give
someone
you
on
5
foot
gifted
makes a
subs.
mistake, goes walking into them.
where will I put
It's
the
not gonna
gifted
be
subs?
Zeus. Not
I'll
today.
give you 5 for your channel. Okay, I can see that you're driving a hard bargain. I'll give you 10 of those.
The idea that he's around this angle, but an immediate gate crash
10
out of
out of
position.
Well, don't think about the big
500,
number. Don't think about the big number. Okay.
Wait, percentage-wise, it's like
don't do the maths. It's okay. Don't do the maths.
like 0.04%. No, 0.4. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. We'll lock it in.
That's one way to do it. Great reveal from Magnum to start it out, but
All the more
from that
reasons to
point
win.
forward, a little bit ridiculous.
Oh, he said get to. Okay. It makes way more sense. He said get to 2,500, so it's 550. So, do you know what? I'll still give you the 10. It's a lot more reasonable. Dude, I was gonna say 2,500. In my head, I was just thinking that's the most mental thing ever.
And now the pressure really
I mean,
on.
550 is still.
BBL
Yes,
enter
it's still
the home
insane.
stretch.
But when you
Elimination
think
on
about
the line,
2,500,
Foot.
it's not that much.
Yeah,
Looking
I
to
mean,
get to that
sure,
international
but that's
event,
also
looking to right
very
the
unrealistic.
wrongs
We gotta
of
come
previous
back to
events, and
reality right
now
here. We were living
that's
in a
been
dream
cast
world.
into
Okay.
doubt.
Well,
You still get 10, Boo. Why are you
Made
arguing?
a little bit of an error, which, considering their
No,
economy
I'm
is,
just like
not really built
hypothetically
at all.
speaking
Might come
only,
back to
like
bite them a little bit later on, but yeah, I think that is the main story.
Telemetry, love
BBL
that.
are
Love
on
that
the
from you.
road
I'm
to their
definitely in for
first
it.
Ever international. They'd need to win the next series as well, but
Okay,
they've
let's
proven
lock
they can
in.
go toe-to-toe with anybody.
Bacon's
For
put the hammer down. He
it's much
starts
more
to
about
lock in.
longevity. They've always made it to a Masters. 2023, lock in, Masters, champs.
1, 2,
Last
I mean,
year,
is this round or
3, and
Or
1.
is
second Masters and champs.
GG
They've
for
always
FUT
been
now?
there. They've
Oh, this
always
is
been
it for
competitive.
yeah. This is it for
And they've
BBL.
always been better than BBL.
BBL win
That's
this
been a
with the
constant
entry,
factor.
and they have no smokes.
So BBL
Then
starting
they
to
pretty
have
much
other
done it. The low
ideas.
buy's gonna be
They've
pretty
used the roster
awful for
impressive.
3 people.
11
I
already
think they know what FUT do
puts the
with
first body
the
in the bag.
Sobald, because
And it's not
I've
just
seen the
about
Sobald
Masters,
for
Tom.
Mr.
Now
Fallen
making
for
it
like
there with the
past
chance to
10
earn
years.
more points and even play those
The
lower
calm one.
games. That could put the champs
Yeah, whatever, the
appearance.
short one. I don't know.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
might
Oh, he
have to
did the
finish
short
in
one.
that
Sorry.
top
Okay,
2
yeah, yeah.
spot, which we're looking at EMEA right now. That's easier said than done.
Absolutely. And
I
there's
think
gonna be
that's
roster
why
changes for other
Loom
teams. They're going to be working
disrespected
hard.
Aiming that much
Got the
and
right
just
read
kind
though.
of contacted.
FUT have got 3 players on the A site, 1 towards short, leaving Yedege alone, but he's taken an awful lot of space. That's
They
why
definitely
have
had
people
reads
that
into
keep
ults,
holding
I
on to
think,
these
if we
positions.
look at some of the other
BBL
rounds
are
we've
gonna be
spoken
walking
about
into
as
the
well.
stack.
Dude, this is a nice setup,
Flash
no?
ready for Zeus.
But there is no
Flash.
smoke.
Back
That's
of
the
it.
biggest
No
thing.
flash.
Okay,
Gonna be
like
more
The
than that.
knife,
It's
bro.
perfectly sociable. Isolates cracks. Here comes Zeus, but he's not the hero.
Dude, they
that
had a double
need.
flash
Mr.
setup
Fallen
and they
won't
both
be
get
either.
knifed.
All of the players from FUT have
I would let it
fallen
go
except for
as I'm getting
Yedege.
knifed, you know, like Like I see that I'm about to get knifed, I just press mouse 1 because I mean, what else are you gonna do?
You got it out for a reason.
Sends it to the B site. The save
I mean, that entry was
effect.
crazy value.
For the second
Aiming
time
control,
this
smoker
year,
down.
they are a round away
Makes
from
the move,
winning
the ult
Turkish
misses.
Derby. No roster that BBL fielded before came close, even in our minds, to beating FUT. Doing it twice, well.
Damn, that's brutal.
You can put Look out of the equation.
No roster from BBL even came close in our minds to beating.
It was incredibly
FUT.
close
That's
this
true.
time. It is looking just as similar.
I mean, I think it is.
Desperately trying to
Maybe it is
remove
true.
this gun from the
I think
hands
it's
of
quite
Yedege, but
accurate.
I think the rest of the players are going to be too far away to deal that death blow.
Okay, 3
But it does
chances.
mean
I'm
they're
looking
gonna
at that
need him
money,
again.
thinking haven't got
Because
too
the
much here.
weaponry going into this next round is going to stink for the side of FUT. It's going to have
MP said he was
be
planning
the
to go
shields
back to
missing,
tier 2. Now
or
he's
just
guaranteed this
not having that
IGL. Yeah, I
extra
mean,
piece of utility that you
they took a
desire,
bit of a
and
risk
that
on
is
him,
not
to be
what you
honest,
wanna
in
look when
terms
you're
of like
facing
a
elimination in the
unproven
tournament.
IGL. But I think once you play with him or you like trial him for a little bit, this is the thing with Yampy. I felt like as long as he got a trial, he would always get in a team just because he's great for the team.
A 3-round streak for FUT to claim an overtime as they did
God's sake,
many
chat.
times in the
Chat,
previous
Bacon's about to
matchup.
ban you all.
And if they can't keep their feet,
He
they
hates
will be
spamming more than
swept
anything.
out of stage 1. BBL,
He'll do it.
the team to do it. It cannot be a nice feeling to be sat in the FUT camp right now, but they've managed a decent buy. They've got
Wait, I can type,
utility.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
far, these
No?
rounds, these last few, have been convincing for BBL.
The scariest thing
Yeah, I
is there
can.
are no ults that are even remotely close. There's nothing that will pad the gap of those minor
Dude, every single
weaknesses, and
time
once
KO
again, they're
over
gonna
towards
attempt this
middle.
split
Make
through,
sure you
but
catch
Yedege realizing
the
he has to move
killjoy. They
forward.
don't. They're not even considering it.
Everything.
But he's found the gap that was needed.
Holy shit.
Mentioning they'd need a hero, and he has come alive at the exact moment. Zeus as well to trade
It's a
out
great
with
reaction
3
from
of his
him.
own.
He like just beat it into
You
the
might be
smoke without
talking
them
about the
seeing him.
stories of BBL winning, but they have got to get that last round over the line. And I'll be honest with you, Mitch, at times they have been a roster to crumble in these moments.
So they were left in
Okay,
darkness
two-
after the round before, but the light
two
has
chances.
not gone out just yet.
This is a good reaction from them.
And Zeus digging deep and sparking the flames of hope for FUT.
Dude, imagine
Two
we go
more
back to an
for
overtime
OT.
here.
They face a full buy, but weaknesses can start to
Surely
shine
not.
afterwards. This is the road to recovery
After this round,
for the
it's possible.
defensive side. This
Yeah,
is the last
it's no money,
stand
yeah.
of FUT in stage 1. If they falter, if they fail, they'll have to wait and watch from afar as
Doing it again.
Masters slip out of their grasp. A quick play from BBL.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing. They split through, but this time they catch Mr. Fallen. They fight
No,
towards the spawn
Sova.
instead.
Whoa.
Levin is going to go dashing in.
Oh.
trying to
Aye,
isolate
aye,
Zeus, and
aye.
that's exactly what he's
You're
done.
digging deep
Winning
when you
that
start
head-to-head
dashing
again.
over towards spawn.
2 already to the good. 3 players stand,
this is
2 of
GG.
them at the back of the site, the other is out of captain. And
Dude,
he's
especially
gonna
with
be the
one
under
over towards
pressure,
boat. That's so
trying to
nice.
fight forward against the
He got the
full
bulldozer.
force of
Oh
this squad.
my
Yedege
God.
He had like a
found one, but
good
it might
rifle,
be too
maybe.
little too late. That A site is completely under their control.
And Magnum knows info about both, so they take any positions they want.
Planted.
Magnum was left behind on the switch. An attempt to finish this round early. He was taken out, but there's another snake in the
Damn,
grass.
I mean, that's
Hell,
impossible.
they're everywhere. Sociable drops Yedege and cracks
Isn't this
now.
similar
The
to
last
our
man
game where
standing.
you
We
thought we were
talked
gonna
about
win,
his
but it was
KO,
way
but
closer
this
than
It was,
is
expected?
yeah, ended up
much
being
too
kind of
early.
closer, yeah.
Big
Yampy.
They've claimed
Okay, BBL are one game away.
second province.
One game
They've
away.
won the
They
Turkish
face the winner
Derby
of
not
Liquid
once,
Navi that
but
we've got coming up
twice
next.
this year. And FUT are sent
I mean, I'm happy for
spiraling
BBL.
out of stage 1 as a
Yeah, dude.
result.
I think they
Especially
better.
twice now they've
They
taken
did
down FUT.
regulation, and it didn't